welcome to the Big Challenge, the programme where we surprise teams from schools across the country and put them to the ultimate test. In today's Big Challenge, our team of teachers have to be prepared to get their hands dirty, their feet muddy,
Now this is when I tell you I've got a phobia of birds.
and their cooking aprons on. We're in Herefordshire, close to the Welsh border, a rural haven of organic farms. In just 24 hours, the team will have to fill a stall at the local market with homemade produce and sell the lot for comic relief. It's the Big Challenge, Big Cook. Helping them to cook up a frenzy is award-winning chef and their ex-pupil, James Arborn. He's waited 17 years to get his revenge.
I only showed you a minute ago.
And I'll be drumming up support for them at the local radio station.
Later on, about the Great Big Cook. That's a challenge that's taking place today at Ross-on-Wye in Hereford. And we've got the, well, I call him the Chicky Man.
Here at John Curl School in Ross-on-Wye, the sixth form are arriving for the morning assembly. The staff and pupils think that the teachers' TV crew are filming a documentary about comic relief.
So what I need from you is to start thinking about ideas.
What the teachers don't know is that we're about to spring a bit of a surprise.
Okay?
You don't mind if I just take over for a second, do you?
No. Be my guest.
Hello everyone, my name is Amani, I'm from Teachers TV, and I have a little bit of a surprise for three of your staff. I need PE teacher, Mr. Elias, if you can come up and do a round of applause everyone please. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Good to meet you, sir. Come over here. I need head of PSHE, Mrs. Vinyl. Is that you? A lady in black. And we have one more person that needs to join the team, Team John Curl. Head of Maths, Mr. Morris. Where's Mr. Morris? Over there. Okay. Nice to meet you, sir. Excited? Right.
Terrified.
Okay, well,
No idea.
we need to show you something. So if you could roll the VT, please.
Hello to all of you at the John Curl High School. I'm Kate Thornton and I'm here today to tell you about how you guys can get involved in raising some serious cash for comic relief by agreeing to take part in a rather crazy 24-hour challenge. So here's what we're challenging them to do. Can they find and cook a range of delicious dishes and then sell all of them at the local market by lunchtime tomorrow? We truly hope so. Comic Relief is counting on you guys. Good luck.
Good challenge. Come on up. Come on up and stand over here, sir, please. So, turn around for me. So, just to recap, the three of you are going to have to get enough goods in order to set up a stall. You're going to have to source all the goods and produce it and make everything. So each a hideout Gordon Ramsay, basically, because, you know, you three are going into the kitchen. And just to help you, we're not that mean at the Big Challenge. We have some help for you. We have a guy who's the head chef of Herefordshire's Restaurant of the Year and ex-pupil of John Curl. So come on in, Mr. James A. Arborn. Mr. James Arborn, come on in.
Good morning. You'll be needing this. Can you put it on, please?
So these are your aprons. Come on in.
Thanks, James. Morning.
Thank you, James.
So James.
Is this payback time?
This is payback time.
Right.
It's 17 years since I was a pupil at John Curl. 1989. I've waited a long time for today.
Let's go, guys. We need to start cooking. See you everyone later. All right. Chris and Sue had an inkling that they were taking part in something. But for Tony, it's a complete shock. You don't have any idea about this?
Not a clue.
Really? Okay.
Not a clue. If they knew about this, I'm going to kill them. I'm going to start with you. I'm
Are
going
you
to warm up, I'm going to go
excited
with
about
you.
the challenge? You
Huh?
think you can do it? Are you a bit of a cook, a bit of a whiz in the kitchen?
I do like cooking. I
Okay,
have
well
to
that's a
say.
good start.
Maths teacher and a history teacher, I doubt that's going to work.
I'm not a cook.
Right, okay.
They're doing the cooking.
I will see about that. I don't know about the shorts, we'll have to change that. That's a definite health hazard.
You see Miss Vinyl's face?
You think they're nervous? Just a little bit by the looks on their faces. Mr. Elias doesn't look too happy, the PE teacher.
I think Miss Vinyl's really annoyed. She doesn't like cooking anyway, so.
Excited about what you're going to do? This is the Bridge House Hotel in Wilton, just outside Ross-on-Wye. Ex-pupil and award-winning head chef James has brought the team here to discuss what to cook and what he thinks will sell in the local market. What would you say are the main tips, James, for helping the team?
I think the best thing that you can be cooking today are sweet things, brownies, cakes, some breads, etc.
How do you feel about that?
That sounds like a good idea, I think. Sweets, they're going to sell on the market still, aren't they?
Never baked, never had to bake, never felt the need to bake. No, never. I love eating cakes. I think a real good sweet tooth. I think a lot of people who know me will comment on that.
And Sue, how about you? How do you feel about cakes and pastries?
I tend to be Morrison's sauces are, and they go very well with the chicken breasts. Put them together and that's 10 minutes of preparation time.
I actually love cooking. I think it's one of the things that if I hadn't have been a teacher, I would have liked to have done one of two things, and that is either worked with woodwork, produced nice furniture, or I think I would have loved to have been a chef.
So once the team have got all the produce, you're going to come back, I believe.
They're going to go off, when they've got their ingredients, off to see an old friend of mine, Penny Johnston, at her cookery school, who's going to give you a hand, point in the right direction. And
just to clarify, guys, if James doesn't think that your cooking is up to scratch, you're not going to be able to sell it on your stall. James has briefed them to bake foods such as brownies, soda bread and carrot cake. He's also emphasised the importance of sourcing quality local produce. So before the team head for the hills, I've got something to get them going. Here's £100, so you need to go and get the ingredients. Who shall I give it to? Chris?
I'm not going to take it, because I don't think I can be trusted with having
take it.
Not a chance. I'll look after it, head of maths.
Okay.
I'm the only one who can count.
This is not a good sign, guys. You've got to work together, right? Just to let you know, though, if you don't spend the money, then it goes back into your fundraising efforts for Comic Relief. So it basically means...
if we can get the stuff for free,
yeah,
we get to give all that back to Comic Relief.
Absolutely. So you've got to get blagging.
No problem.
We can blag.
No.
We're teachers,
Fantastic.
we can blag.
No time to lose. Let's go.
That's great.
Good morning. Hi. It's Tony Morrison from Junker High.
The pressure's on for Tony and Sue. They've got to get lots of butter and cream from Merivale Organic Dairy Farm. But will the harsh economics of farming test their powers of persuasion? Meanwhile, Chris has drawn the short straw. He's on his own visiting Upper Combe Organic Egg Farm. To make those brownies, he needs to get a lot of eggs.
Hello. Dennis?
Hello, Chris.
Hi there. Good to meet you. How are you?
Hello, thank you. Come and see what we're up to.
I've got a problem.
Right.
And I've heard you might be the man to help me out.
Maybe, yes.
We've got a market stall that we're running tomorrow.
Right.
And we've got to make as much money as we can in one day.
You need supply. You need eggs, then.
We need eggs. Oh, brilliant. And this is when I tell you I've got a phobia of birds.
You see, there's some out on the grass now.
Yeah.
They do come and go.
And are they always just noisy, or do they just chirp up when intruders come in?
When they're noisy, they're happy. They're all right.
Isn't it? That is absolutely brilliant.
Back at the dairy farm, before testing their powers of persuasion, Tony and Sue check out the quality of the local produce. Chef James thinks it's the key to sales success.
We joined an organic farmers group and dairy farmers group to learn how to do it, really. And I met up with 3 other like-minded farmers and we bought a small dairy. So now we do have produce. We have cream, butter, cheese. Would you like to try some?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we'll go inside and see what we've got, shall we?
Great.
Let's see what deal they can get on the produce they need.
That's really good.
We need 32 pats of butter, or bits of butter. We need
6
6 litres of double cream, and it's all for charity.
Of course, it will be at the wholesale price. You won't be paying retail for it.
Would you consider letting us let the cream for a little bit less?
Well, you want 2 for 1, do you?
This is tough, and they're running out of time. But they're not giving up yet.
Well, tomorrow we can make sure that your dairy is publicised to everybody who's in Ross.
So we've got to make sure that you've got the publicity you need.
Yep.
Is that okay?
Fine, no problem.
Excellent job. Excellent job.
A deal is struck. They get the produce for free in exchange for publicity on the stall. Let's see if Chris is doing as well back at the egg farm.
Fantastic. It's actually not, I might keep these to the side because I know I've collected these ones myself, so I'm going to make a big thing of that. Right.
Collecting eggs is easy enough, but what about those negotiating skills Chris was boasting about?
Appeal to your nice nature, and I'm going to ask you, what's the best deal you can do us on these? Now, I've got a figure in my head, and it's a nice figure, but it's a nice figure for me, so what's the best you can do us for? Not? You are the man I like to see. Fantastic.
Chris has got exactly what he wanted. All those eggs for free.
All we're going to do now is to cook something, I think.
No problem.
Next up for the team is Penny Johnston's Cookery School, deep in the Welsh countryside. Chef James has arranged for Penny and her helpers to take the teachers back to the classroom to learn cooking basics. First, though, I want to find out what they've got to cook with. What did you get, Tony?
We got butter and
double cream.
And some milk.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And Chris?
A load of eggs.
Should we go inside? It's foul. Yes, let's go inside and I'll tell you more inside. Come on in.
It's early afternoon, and as the cooking gets going, things seem to be running smoothly. Chris has become the brownie baking boss.
That has to go in the microwave
so
now.
I'm just going to go and pop this in the microwave.
All right.
3.5 minutes.
My mum's was an ex-food science teacher, and from an early age, sort of late teens, it was drummed into me what to do in a kitchen and how to do your basics, cook pasta and boil potatoes. So I could always do all that, but I've never been a baker.
You're very tidy, aren't you?
It's one way of putting it. The people I work with use another word.
And then just put it onto there. How are you getting on with... We're doing really well. Good. Yes, I think...
It's messy.
You look pretty comfortable, though, with it, Tony. Yeah, two halves, and then does it need to be that sticky, Penny? Is that how it's supposed to be? By the time he's mixed it up, it won't be. Okay.
There seems to be some confusion over what Tony is actually making.
What is it you're making, Mr. Morris?
Lava bread with...
No, soda bread.
Soda bread with, not Parmesan.
Pancetta this time.
Pancetta.
And what's this one?
Some dried tomatoes. Chris is a control freak. Totally and utterly a control freak. And he doesn't mean anything by it, but, and I hope you're going to cut this out altogether so he never sees this, but he finds it very, he gets tunneled into, do this, do this.
Well, I'd love to chat, but I've got a microwave to get back to.
See, you're slaving over a hot stove.
I know.
How's it going?
Fine.
Yeah?
I have never been taught how to make apple crumble before.
Oh, really?
And I make it quite often. Very differently to how I've made it today.
Yeah, so this is...
I'm very glad we didn't just go to any of the supermarkets to buy the goods, because the preparation was, or the experience of the preparation was phenomenal. And one of the nice things as well was, I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and spoke to Tony and Chris, because in school you're running around doing everything and you don't have time to sit down and have a laugh.